All right. Welcome back to Council of the North, episode 30. Tonight I am Will, and with me I have Andrew.
Greetings.
No Zach tonight, but we do have a guest. It's Alex Will from the States. How are you,
What's
Alex?
up? Not too bad. How about you guys?
Good, man.
Doing good.
Tonight we'll talk a little bit about Andrew's tournament that's coming up this Saturday. We'll talk to Alex a bit about he's just south of the border. He comes up to Canada every once in a while for some tournaments. We'll talk to him about kind of the scene south of the border in the Buffalo, New York region. Is that right, Alex?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mainstay Buffalo, but Western New York region.
Western New York. Okay. We'll go over a bit of our main topic at the end is going to be kind of armies we think will benefit when the February FAQ drops. If we see a lot of the top armies get nerfed, who we think could slide up into that top spot. But otherwise, we're going to do our regular intro stuff right now. Zach's not with us tonight, so we're going to run through the shame points really quickly. Nothing has changed for the three of us. I think Zach painted up a Hobbit. Andrew, you did something, right?
I got 2 orc trackers fully painted and 2 more and based and 2 more fully based and still need some highlighting, but they're good enough for the battle report. Spoilers,
Nice.
we filmed another battle
Spoilers.
report.
With orc trackers in it.
That's
Take a
right.
guess what it is. I started I'm going to Andrew's tournament right now. We're a week away, and I'm just starting a display board. So we're gonna see if I can
Nice.
get that finished up in time. The hope is dwindling, but there's always hope. Alex, have you painted or hobbied within the last 7 days?
I have. So, I'm pushing for a tournament on the 31st.
Nice.
And in what is quickly becoming my trademark when I go to tournaments, I don't have all my stuff painted for the army that I pick. So, um, right now I'm pushing through 5 Rohan archers on foot. I still have to get King Aragorn on foot and mounted painted because
Okay.
I'm going to be a dirty meta chaser and play Men of the West. And
It's a good list.
then I've kind of just like threw together. I'm doing a conversion for a Wildman Chieftain
Oh yeah.
from a spare wolf model that I had with a great weapon.
Nice. That looks sick, actually. This tournament, how many points is it?
800, and it's a teams tournament. So I am actually teaming up with a couple of guys from up there. I'm going to be with Preston and
Steve?
yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be
Super excited about that, and of course I'm going to blank right now when I'm on the
yeah.
when I'm supposed to remember. But yeah, so looking forward to that.
You gotta pull your weight. Those two, they'll be so upset with you if you lose a game, man. They're gonna be
Oh,
just
don't I know it?
livid. Oh man,
Don't
I
I
don't
know
know.
it?
You set yourself up to be just chewed out, but no,
That's all
that's
right.
awesome. That's gonna be awesome. Obviously no eagle if you're taking Aragon mounted. Is that correct?
Correct. So yeah, I don't mind talking. What I'm pretty much looking at is Aragorn mounted. I'm gonna drop Legolas and Gimli, and then 5 Rohan archers, and just the rest sword and board and shield and spear warriors of Minas Tirith. And I think I threw an extra banner in there, even though Aragorn's the
Nice.
banner, just to spread it out because that's a really long battle line.
Yeah, and that's VP. Like Aragon won't count for VPs if there's banner
Right.
scenarios, right? So that's
Right.
cool, man. Well, look forward to hearing how you guys do down there. Is it a 1 day or 2 day?
It's a 1 day.
1 day.
The next 2 day that I'm looking at, I think, is the one that Derek is throwing in June.
Oh yeah, Council of the Wise.
Council, yeah.
Cool. Well, that's shame points. Everybody avoids it this week. Andrew, do you have a quiz question? We'll take up the last one from last week and get a new one.
Yeah, this week's question for Are You Smart, Are You Zach? What is the name of the hidden city? Alex, do you have an answer?
So I do. I thought I had it right, and I looked it up, and now I know I had it right. So, um, if you want me to reveal it, great. But
Oh yeah.
if not, go for it.
Let's hear it.
It's Gondolin.
Your answer is Gondolin. Will, I think last week we confirmed your answer was Gondolin.
Yep.
Gondolin is the correct answer. You guys had it correct along with Sawyer, founder of First Legion. Michael DeGear, Sean Ritchie, Alex Nolan, Preston, Mike Underhill, James Reed. You said Rivendell, which is the city hidden in the valley or something like that. Not quite the hidden city. So I'll give you like half a point for that because there's some wording about Rivendell being a city hidden or a place hidden in the valley.
The other one I saw mentioned was Nargothrond.
Yeah,
People asked about that one, but
that one. But yeah, Gondolin is the hidden city because when Morgoth found out, he sent Clarong and it got destroyed.
Yeah.
That is last week's question. This week's question is for you, smarter Zach. I'm going to go with an easy one. Then we're going to have 2 weeks of hard ones. So this one's not even really that easy, but how old was Aragorn when he died?
oh,
Book age. Movie age, it doesn't say. Book age.
I think I'm going to get this one wrong.
That'd be a guess.
It's going to be
That's
a
like
guess, man.
appendices.
Yeah, it's an appendices.
You said this
So-
was going to be an easy one. The next
Well,
two
easier than the
weeks
next
are
two.
this?
The next two aren't going to be in Lord of the Rings. So
This time we had so many people answer. This
know.
next week we're going to get like 3
we're
responses.
getting no answers. That's the question. We'll turn up the heat a little bit. 2 turnips in heat.
I remember the extended edition. He tells Eowyn how old he is at the time, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the question. I'm like, oh, I got this. And then just by the end of it, there's no chance.
Do your best.
All right, there's the quiz question. I am going to start going through a little. I'm going to try to keep it quick. A little preview. I'm doing the TTS tournament for our league. I played my first game against Patrick from New York. I think. Do you know him, Alex?
Maybe
Patrick?
you'd have to give me probably a last name.
Phew. It's a Discord, so I don't even know. Patrick C or something.
Oh, wait,
but
you
he
know
said
what?
he said he doesn't get out to a ton of events, but he tries to get out to the Buffalo ones.
I think I do. Yep. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, but I got to play him. It was my first real TTS game. So he was really good walking me through stuff and kind of going easy on me with some of the movement and trying to figure stuff out. We had a good game. I was playing my riders of Theoden, so I had Theoden, Éomer, Éowyn with Mary and Gamling all mounted. I think I have about 8 Royal Guard and 8 or 9 riders of Rohan. And we drew Reconnoiter, and basically he had a bolt thrower. He's playing atop the wall, so he had Gandalf the White with Pippin, a bolt thrower. He had an Irolas warband with a bunch of Citadel Guard, and he had a Knight of the White Tower, which was cool to see, with just a few warriors. So we rolled to come on. I march up into this little gap in the middle. A first turn charge of Éomer. I ended up pinning Gandalf against a rock. Éomer heroic combated off of a warrior Minas Tirith into Gandalf. For a roll off, we won. We took out his horse, which was good. And then everything from that point on just went downhill. I had all my heroes except for Éowyn up in this middle fighting Gandalf and Irolas. We were avoiding the bolt thrower, so we kind of avoided the main open area and got pinned in this little section. And so once we got into it and I lost a couple moves and stuff, he really just started chewing through me. It was tough to watch. But the main part of the game was he had a couple knights trying to slip down one side, 3 of them. I had Éowyn and a couple riders trying to slip down the other side. So his knights made it within 3 inches of my board edge. Luckily, I had a couple Royal Guard that ended up being able to get over there and stop them. But then the fun part was he had a bolt thrower that he walked over. There was a gap that was it wasn't wide enough for 2 cav bases, probably 2 and a bit warrior bases. And he plugged that gap with his bolt thrower just sitting there, meaning Éowyn has to go in and fight one guy. Heroic combat, she dismounted to be able to slip through a gap. Spent a ton of time trying to get this bolt thrower. It came down to the last turn. Éowyn called a move. Her and Mary were left alive over there within range of getting off the board edge. Gandalf called a move about 15 inches away because he had a chance to move and immobilize Awen. And so, yeah, it all came down to that 50-50 roll off. I got the roll off and walked off the board, and that was the difference in the game. But yeah, it was my first TTS game. I didn't mind it. I felt bad at the end because we did go to time. But it was really fun. I had a good time. Patrick's a really good guy. No complaints there. So yeah, my next round I ended up not being able to schedule, which was against Iron Hills. So it'll probably be we'll probably skip a week and then I'll have another recap of my third game for that one. But yeah, before we get into the main topic, Andrew, you have a tournament coming up on Saturday.
I do.
Do you want to give us a quick, I know we've talked about it a ton in the episodes leading up to this, maybe a quick overview, and then tell us kind of if there's anything you're concerned about or really excited about as the TO for the event, like what's kind of running through your brain a week out.
Yeah, this event is called Scattered on the Mountain. Find it on Facebook page, on Discord. Tickets are getting low, less than a week away. So if you would like to go, consider securing your ticket. It's an escalation event, so you're playing 2 games of 50 points with the sort of modified 50-point rules we used for my summer tournament last year, which went really well, and the rules have improved since then. 2 games at 150 points with normal rules, and then 2 games at 300 points. No named heroes. You have to include everything you brought in your previous games in your new war bands. There are objectives you can hold on to for all the games, and you'll be getting TPs for however many you hold. There's also, after the end of the last 4 games, there'll be a chart you can roll on, which will give your captain or your shaman or whoever sort of usually once per game kind of little buff to help them feel more like a bigger hero. Rerolling wounds or giving moving through terrain unhindered, stuff like that. Should be fun. What I'm concerned about, someone is bringing a Mordor troll for their last 2 games at 300 points. I'm concerned about that, but I let them play it because he only has like 11 models or something. And you can break that really easily. Because we were playing scenarios in all of them. I don't think any of them are killing scenarios. They're all objective based. So I think it will actually help balance it out and still be a fun game. I'm excited for the first League Premier Hobby event. That means you get 100 League crafting points for this. Well, it's only 80 League points competitive-wise. You can earn big crafting points. I'm excited to see all the display boards, all the best painted miniatures and conversions people are going to bring, which you also earn TPs for. Because it's a Premier Hobby event. And I'm excited to hang out with everyone in a chill day where I hope no one's going to get too competitive and we can all have a drink at this venue and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, it'll be a cool event. I am planning to go. If I get my display board done in time, I'll bring my Corsairs because I'm working on, I have like the big 3D printed ship, little building. I made some docks. So
Nice.
we'll see if I can get that going. I wanted to ask Alex, are you like, this is kind of like our hobby event, our 80-point hobby event. Are you into, I know you're a good player and you like the competitive side. Are you into the hobby side much, or do you definitely prefer the competitives? Like where are you at with that balance?
I definitely like the hobby part. I usually try to put in some kind of painting every single day. Usually it's like when
Oh,
I'm cooking before I go to work or something. Might only be 45 minutes, right? But I try to put some paint on models every single day. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. Usually Tuesdays are my day where I might not, because that's when like our local group gets together the most.
right.
So if I go play, I'm coming home, I'm probably not putting paint on stuff. But haven't done a display board yet. Thought about a few. Really need to do one. Because I've had some great ideas that just haven't buckled down and done it yet. Um, but yeah, I'd say I'd probably lean more towards the actual playing and the competitive side.
Yeah.
But I also just like not playing competitively and throwing stupid stuff together. And I mean, when this edition first dropped, the very first thing I played was the Black Gate with nothing but the Mouth of Sauron and Trolls.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, if Andrew, what list are you bringing to this tournament?
If I can play, which I'm really hoping I can, assuming that there are odd numbers, I am going to be using some of my orc trackers that I'm painting up, along with a bunch of Mordor Uruk-hai and regular orcs, and Morgul stalkers that I got to paint. Quick trivia, do you guys know what one list has Morgul stalkers in it?
Isn't it Army of the Great Eye?
Yeah, it is.
They're not in Minas Morgul?
Maybe they are in Minas Morgul. Okay, what list is Morgul stalkers and orc trackers? That's what I meant to say.
They do have Morgul in their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take Morgul stalkers and Cirthungol even though they're right next to each other. But anyway, yes, I'm going to be bringing a handful of orcs you never see on the board, if I can play. That's
Cool.
what I'm bringing. And
Alex,
Uruk-hai captain for my general.
Nice.
Mordor Uruk-hai
That'd be
captain.
sick. Alex, if you were going to this, like it's like a 50 point, 150 point, 300 point, if you could dream of anything, what would be something you would like to play at kind of like a low points value fun tournament like that?
Probably something like Wolfpack of Angmar. I'd even do Wolves of Isengard, which would be pretty sweet.
That would be fun too.
I drop into like I love Harad, so just a king with some riders, and I love my chunky boys, the Evercade merchant guard.
Fat boys.
That's right. So I probably one of those three.
Nice. Those are
yeah. Wolfpack of Angmar that would actually be a really cool list to play.
Yeah.
50 points is just 2 werewolves.
Yeah. That's dirty. I borderline this. I didn't ban it outright this time. No one's brought it. I'm thinking about saying you can bring 1 werewolf, but then you're going to bring wargs. You can't bring 2 at 50 points.
Yeah, okay. Werewolf plus 3 fell wargs. That's
still good. But 2 werewolves at 50 points is like pretty oppressive.
They're 55.
It could get shot off the board.
2 shot off the board. What you got? Like 2 bows and an army at most of the points.
I got 2
Rangers of Mirkwood's a thing.
Weapons.
Yeah, other than Rangers of Mirkwood. No one's bringing Rangers of Mirkwood.
Rangers of Mirkwood can only get to like 42 points, right? Because
14 each.
Oh man. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping I get this display done. And I was gonna touch up like all my old Corsairs. I don't think I'm gonna have time. So hopefully I just get the display done and I get there. But Alex, we did want to talk to you a bit tonight. Let's start with just when did you get into the hobby? Like what started it for you?
Yeah, so I grew up on Lord of the Rings. My dad was a giant Lord of the Rings nerd. We were reading the books when I was like 5. And then the local mall had a Games Workshop in it right when the Blue Book was about to drop. So I think that's like 2001. And he came home from, he was at the mall, whatever. And he was like, hey, get your shoes on, let's go. And we ran to Games Workshop, and they were doing a Last Alliance battle. And I'll never forget that because the scenario was like they were rolling to see if Sauron came on, and it went up each turn, and it got to the point where it was just a 2 up, and they were still rolling once for Sauron to come on. But yeah, so I played that for a bit, and then it kind of died out around here, but I could never bring myself to get rid of the stuff. So nice. I fell into other hobbies, and then I went to a local shop for 40K, and they had some like Middle-earth resale stuff. And I came home and sent them a message. It's like, hey, I noticed you have the stuff. Do you actually have people who follow, or do you just have it because it's GW and they force you to carry it, right? Because it was kind of going to be my last, like, all right, if this is it. I'll sell them my stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. At this point. And they're like, no, we got a couple guys that show up every Tuesday. I was like, all right, bet I'll be there next Tuesday. and I've been playing ever since. And I think that's pushing 3 years ago now.
Nice, dude.
Started off was like four of us, and regularly, and it's kind of fallen off a little bit the past like month or two, just with the winter. But we got
Yeah.
to a point where we were having 12 to 15 people every Saturday or every Tuesday.
Nice.
Dang, that's good numbers for like just a local community, like a local store. That's really good numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the community like around there? Like, you said it fell off a little bit recently, but are you hosting tournaments like semi regularly or kind of every once in a while?
Um, every once in a while, I've thrown one, which was the biggest tournament that we've had, and we hit 22 people. Um,
Mhm.
I was forced to play in that one, which it was 600 points. Um, I wish I hadn't had to play in it because it makes
Yeah,
TOing so much harder.
dude,
Um,
100%.
and I was only playing as Thorin's company just because I wanted low model count, just
Yeah.
to make sure that I could like spread stuff out, whatever, right? Um, but I would, as far as like tournaments, I hate going to a tournament and then getting thrown up by. Like,
Oh, dude,
worst thing in the world.
you're talking to
Yeah.
the right people, man.
So
There's no excuse. There's just no excuse.
no,
I
absolutely not.
can't.
So but other than that, so I've done one. Other than that, we've had one, maybe two, immediate locally. I've got a good buddy over in Rochester, who's throwing the tournament I'm going to in 2 weeks, and he manages to do one every few months.
Nice.
The biggest problem is just nobody wants to organize them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there was one. There was one that I didn't make out. It was about 2 hours south of where I'm at a couple month or two ago, I want to say.
Mhm.
That I wish I would have made out to. Just it didn't line up with scheduling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that you're at least getting a couple in the area. I mean, you guys have hopped over the border a couple times now, right? Like, I know I met you at our season finale back in October, but you have been to a few tournaments now in Canada,
Yeah, so I think that one was my third. I went to one at Tista, um,
right? Yep.
right when the new edition dropped. And then I went to one last winter, which was Derek's 2-day tournament back in 24,
Right.
which I think was
Yes.
like November.
Yeah.
We brought 5 guys up for that one. But yeah, no, it was this past the finale where I joined the OSBGL. So I really got to start getting up there and making it worth it.
Yeah. No, it's cool that you guys are. I never thought of it. Like, we never really had guys from the States popping up, but when you're in Buffalo or like right close to the border, like that Hamilton, Toronto area really isn't like a huge step, right? Like it's just a few hours.
I
So
mean, the I think the one at Torchlight, it's like an hour and a half. Um,
you
one of
got
my buddies was going up regularly, but that was when absolutely nobody was playing here, so he was just traveling to tournaments everywhere he could just to get games in.
yeah,
And then it
100%.
blew up locally, and he started being able to actually play local.
It's closer than Will is to Torchlight.
Yeah, you had a smaller drive than I did. um, how about yourself? Like, you're playing Men of the West, your dream lists that we were talking about for small points. You named a couple off. What's like your preferred armies that you play, and like the play style? Are you a horde player? Are you an elite army guy? Like, what are you looking at
Um,
when you choose armies?
I kind of like it. I like mixing it up. For a while, I was pushing very, very hard into Battle of Fornost.
Hmm.
Um, I took it to the finale. I still love it. I love just the double big heroes punching stuff around.
Undercosted big heroes.
Yeah, oh, 100%. Absolutely.
Alas, there we go.
Glorfindel is so
Don't
ridiculously good for his points.
don't nerf him
Arner,
before he
maybe
gets
not.
playing. Don't.
It's too bad that
Arner,
Zach's not here. You could be talking to the #1 Battle of Fornos player in the world,
Oh,
according to
man.
Longshanks.
It's such a sham.
I did. I talked to him at the finale a little bit.
Okay, good.
But yeah, he is very. I know he's very dead set on needing that third big hero, and I'm more willing to throw in like a Ranger of the North with 6 hobbits just for
Yeah.
bodies. Um, but yeah, I like big heroes. It's iconic. It's fun. It's do or die by them. Minas Tirith is what got me really into it. Like I always liked the rank and file, just shining armor
Hmm.
and looking nice. But I'm kind of expanding. I'm building Dunland usurpers. I like um the army of I think it's Army of Edoras, which is the War of the Rohirrim
Yep.
era. So um I got all those heroes for Christmas this past Christmas, so I've built them up. I got to
Nice.
get them painted up and
Nice. Do you have you were talking about painting the Warriors of Rohan. Are they the new sculpts or do you have old ones?
no, I got the new ones just from the starter box. Um
Nice.
but hey, that's enough until it's a ridiculous amount of points and I need to drop 12 uh, shield and throwing spear warriors with a
Yeah.
Rohan banner in a trader list. But yeah, I'm still holding out for riders. I refuse to buy any of the old rider sculpts because they
Same.
need to come out.
Same.
Yeah.
Will doesn't believe it's going to happen.
I don't think it is.
Um,
You
I'm
guys are
slowly
dream.
losing hope.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm holding strong. I'm not painting a single more Rider Rohan, and I'll pre-order the box when it gets released.
Yeah, sure. I don't see it happen, but
Speaking of
uh,
pre-order, I got to get Sheila up, but she's kind of killing me now that she's going to be on an 80 mil base.
I pre-ordered it today, and I'm not. Well, I got for a later topic. I got some more. We'll save for that. I got some stuff to say.
I don't know. I like the 80 mil base sucks, but of any model, she's the one that could potentially be all right because she can move over terrain and stuff. Like it's still going to hamper her movement, definitely. But at least if there's gaps she can't fit in because there's a low wall, she can still get over it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll save it for later. Yes, you're right. But
Save her for what? But let's hear it
our
now.
later topic, we're going to talk about armies that could improve or unimprove with FAQ.
Okay. All right. Alex, I know we had talked about you had TO'd one event. You like to play in a lot of them. What's kind of the next tournament? And do you have like I find it interesting talking to people where a lot of people, myself included, it takes a tournament to kind of really motivate their hobby. Now you said you paint every day, so maybe that's not a case for you, but is there anything leading up to a tournament, like a build up, like a practice, getting practice games, anything like that? And when would your next tournament be?
Next tournament is in 2 weeks when I team up with
Yes, you
the
said that.
Canadians.
You said that. Yeah.
I really wanted to make it to Andrew's tournament, but my wife would probably kill me if I went to back tournaments.
Bring her.
In
Bring
a
her
weekend,
along.
like
Bring her along.
back weekends might being gone out. Nah, can't. Nah. But other than that, I always try to get at least a game or two of practice in. Um, and my weekly like group get-togethers is very non-competitive.
Mm.
So if I'm doing a tournament practice, I'll put it out there, be like, hey, I'm tournament practicing. I'm coming with a list. I'm coming to, try and win. Like
Yeah.
it's I'm going to be really strict on myself, kind of thing. I'm going to be putting a time limit on the game, all that. And I always have somebody who bites and is like, yeah, I'll totally do it. I always make sure I print out my list from Tabletop Admiral for every single game so that I can check off my might, will, fate, all that. Um, and I always make sure that I print up a list for my opponent
Nice.
to
Yeah.
give to each opponent because I hate gotcha moments. I don't want to win on a gotcha moment. I want to win because like I actually outplayed you, right? So if I give you that list and I tell you, hey, like all my special rules are there, everything, there is no gotcha moment. If you didn't, if you didn't see something, if you didn't know I could do something, my rules are right in front of you. Um,
Yeah.
and I absolutely give my opponent time before the game starts. Like, hey, look over my list, look over my rules, make sure you know what I am able to do. And if you ever need clarification on a rule, I got no problem answering it.
Yeah.
Um, but and then I only just recently started like evaluating my list, evaluating the scenarios, figuring out if it's a veto, if it's a veto tournament, I'll look at like what I know my list is good at, what I know it's bad at, and what I want to try to get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I've only played the one veto. I think our finale was veto. Other than that, I haven't seen it crop up too much since then.
My May event's going to be my May 100 at Torchlight.
Greasy.
I figured we'd do one because we haven't done one in a while. Switch it up,
fair.
you know.
It'd be good to have 100-point events. A couple of them veto and a couple of them not.
That's what I figured.
What is that? May what?
Oof.
Second?
I thought it was 7th.
Oh, somebody's right. Or not, maybe. May 2nd.
7th would be a Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the 7th.
All right.
It's on the, I believe it's on the calendar.
I will not be at that one either, unfortunately.
Shame.
Yeah, I've got a bachelor party I'm going to, but it is a Middle Earth strategy battle game themed bachelor party, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll give you a pass. Give you a pass for that.
How many armies would you own? Like, how big is your collection?
Can I go with factions since there's so many different armies at this point?
Factions is good.
I've got Isengard, both scouts, really just scouts. I don't really have a whole bunch of like tin cans of Isengard. Dunland, Minas Tirith, very minimal Rohan. Of course, Mordor, Haradrim. That might be it.
Pretty good.
No, I've got Iron Hills. I've got Iron Hills and Mirkwood too.
That's gross.
Sell this for a down payment if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, anything about your community that you wanted to mention, or else we can just get right into some quickfire, a couple quickfire questions before the main topic.
I love my community. It's great. Because we get together pretty much weekly, you know, it's not just a bunch of people getting together anymore. It's like we've all gotten close, and we know when, you know, somebody's not doing well or something like that, and they've become more friends than just guys I see once a week or whatever. So
yeah, you end up going to their bachelor parties.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually the guy who is throwing the tournament in Rochester in 2 weeks, and we're doing a giant Siege of Minas Tirith over 2 days.
Cool.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Very cool.
Really, really cool.
That sounds way better than a strip club.
100%.
Yeah, you got a big collection there. We'll just get right into just a couple quick questions. What's your favorite scenario?
I love Fog of War.
Fog of War. What's the most overrated profile in the game right now?
So I was thinking about this, and I'm probably going to receive a lot of like flack for this. I think Boromir's a little overrated. Like 6 might, the +1 to wound when he charges is definitely good. But he's so easy to shut down. And I think it's mostly just because there's so many big heroes in the game now. Like maybe it's just because of meta. But he's good for his points, but he's nothing like spectacular. He doesn't have anything for me that is like, yes, I need him.
Right.
Except for the 6 might points. And if you're a little careful with your might, you can kind of just get around that, especially since his banner got nerfed into the dirt this edition.
It's still a 6-inch banner. It's still fight 4.5, but yeah, you're not beating elves anymore, or tiny elves.
And 40 points. Like 40 points for a 6-inch banner is good, but
yeah. I will respectfully disagree. I love Warwick. I love him. Reclamation, like Whenever I get to play Reclamation, I'm just giddy. He's so much fun to just toss around.
Seems like a lot of fun. You just throw him in, and like, how does he lose a fight? Really?
Until I come up against a barrel weight or any sort of caster, then it's not that fun. But
Barrowweight,
Yeah.
Witch King, like I love as a character, I love him to death. He's one of my favorite characters, mostly in the books. But I used him a lot last edition, and this edition he's decent, but he's not my favorite.
that's too bad. That's too bad. I love that Boromir. What's one hero when you see it across the table you always respect? What's one hero that kind of you always have to play around?
So there's the obvious, like the Balrog, the Witch King, King Aragorn, Legolas, but kind of like it's not necessarily lesser known, but it's definitely lesser played. Amdur in this edition is just a monster. Like that fight 7 with a free strike if you strike against him
Elven
is
Blade.
just dirty. Plus Elven Blade, yeah, it's
and wounding heroes
absolutely
on
gross.
5s, like he's. I'm surprised we don't see more of him.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think that
uh,
it's underplayed.
Yeah,
I want to build an Easterling list with him.
And he's only like his base cost is only like 130, and then you're getting all of that. He feels so good when you look at him. Yeah, 100%.
I think it's just the enemy general, but if he does manage to kill the enemy general, he turns into a 6-inch banner. Like,
Yeah, he
and he can
starts as a
absolutely do
3-inch, right? Starts as a 3-inch banner
maybe
for
I can build
Easterlings,
it
I
up really
think.
fast.
Yeah, he's like I wish his Easterling list had just like a bit better of an army bonus, because I think like both the army bonuses only come into effect once you're broken. Like he has the reroll for ending the scenario, which is like, okay. And then the other one is if you break the enemy, all your heroes become fearless. So like you're playing the first half of the game without any army bonuses. It just kind of sucks.
Right. And then ancient enemy Gondor, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's niche.
It's always so specific. I never like those army bonuses that are just crazy specific.
Okay, yeah, he's always a 3-inch banner, and if he kills the enemy general, he's a 6-inch banner. Plus, if he kills the enemy general, he regains a might point that he spent earlier too. So
yeah,
he's just a monster.
He's so good, man. I love him. I like the sculpt too. Like everything. Easterlings are just cool to start with, but he's really cool. What would you say your favorite hero to play would be?
The one that I've definitely played the most is Glorfindel.
Yeah,
I love just, and it's kind of partnered with Eärnur because just the two of them together is so dirty. Like,
yeah,
I have one shot a Balrog with the two of them. Like granted, Balrog was trapped, right? But just calling the right heroics with the two of them, like challenge on Eärnur, strength on Glorfindel. I'm tying your fight. I've got that elven weapon on top of it. It was just an obscene amount of wounds in a single turn against the Balrog, and my buddy just sat there. He's like, "What just happened?" 8 dice wounding a Balrog on 3s is dumb.
I won't complain about seeing a Balrog go down in a turn. Make me happy. And lastly, what would be your favorite sculpt in the whole range for Lord of the Rings? I added this question in, so you might not have been prepared for this one.
Yeah, I 100% didn't think about this one. Favorite sculpt?
Such a tough question because there's so many good ones.
I know you're going to forget one, and later on tonight you'll be like, "Oh, jeez,
love that." Okay, no, I do know. So it took me forever to get it, but from the Breaking of the Fellowship box, the Gimli, where he's holding up the throwing axe, I love that sculpt.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it took me years to get that because it was like $90 on eBay, and then got lucky enough that at my local game store somebody traded it, and they were charging like $80 for the entire Breaking of the Fellowship box. I was like, hey, that's mine now.
That's awesome. That's sweet to get. Yeah, good choice. Good choice. I don't mind that at all. Um, Thanks so much for coming on, Alex, and for
Yeah, of course.
talking to us about your community and kind of the guys in it. And I'm happy you guys come up to Canada every once in a
Yeah.
while and get stomped by us. Um, I
That's got
mean,
to change soon. That's got to change
I,
soon.
I've been to one tournament with you guys, and the showing wasn't the strongest showing. So
Hey, just
get
for the
back up
record,
here and prove me wrong.
Steve and Preston came down to my tournament, and Steve, I don't think Steve podiumed. Steve might have podiumed, but he did not. He did not win, which is something you guys seem to be unable to keep him from doing.
Whoa.
Tried my best. Tried my best. I did my best. I left it to the last tournament of the season, and everyone else let me down. So really, it's everyone else's fault.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that guy's a problem. We're gonna deal with him soon. But tonight we're gonna do a quick little discussion. We had I reached out on our Patreon just about topics people wanted to hear, and Preston responded with basically the February FAQ. We're all expecting some of the top tier lists to get a bit of a nerf or something to change with them, right? Like we got Depths, we got Men of the West, White Hand, Ugly Scouts, Eagles, even Dragons, something like that. If we saw all of those, not saying they all will, but if we saw one or some of those take a hit, kind of drop down in the from the S tier to A or B, is there anyone we think would pop up? Is there any army that benefits from a worse depth list or a worse Ugluk Scouts list? So that's kind of the jumping off point for us to start this discussion. Andrew, do you want to kind of go into, I don't know if you had like a pick or not, but do you want to go into kind of who you think could benefit, who's on the edge right now that could jump up?
I think I'll take kind of an obvious one. I don't think this list is going to get touched by nerfs or buffs, and I think it's going to maybe be an issue because of that. And that list is Khazad-dûm. I think it's going to escape unscathed from this FAQ, while certainly some lists are going to take some nerfs. And I think it's going to make Dern and the Hearthguard boys just an absolute menace. I think they're going to be a strong list. Well, even stronger. It's already good.
Yeah.
But I think it's sort of like an A+. They're going to dodge any nerf, and they're going to really benefit from some of those S tier lists getting knocked down. That's my lukewarm take.
Lukewarm, yeah. I could totally see that. Like if depth drops down a little bit, they don't have to deal with a Balrog every other round, or Ugluk Scouts, they don't have to deal with as much +1 to wound, or I don't know we don't know what's gonna happen, but they're definitely, I'm surprised we haven't seen them podium as much in our league. I know Shulk did it with them at the season finale, but I haven't seen a ton of like really big Khazad-dûm players recently, but it's definitely a list that could make a run at it.
That might just be because of how hard the models are to get to, like the way you want to run it with the ridiculous amount of Khazad guard.
I have 18 painted. I should probably play them.
They're so hard to get, at least for a reasonable price.
Yeah, I didn't pay a reasonable price, but I have 18.
Yeah, and do we think, what would be the biggest matchup improvement, do you think? Is there one that like, if all of a sudden Depths is out of the way, it makes a run for it? Is there anything like that, Andrew, that you were thinking?
In terms of Khazad-dûm?
Yeah.
No, I don't think any one matchup. I mean, they're going to struggle with Ugly Scouts because mobility, and they're going to struggle with Depths because Hordes and the Balrog, right? And White Hand, I don't know what the matchup is like for that, but I think it's probably pretty balanced. I think that they're comparable. Because there's no big hero, and Daring can kind of just have his way with the army.
Yeah.
But I think just in general, they're gonna maybe be one of the best lists, which they already are. Just to be clear, I'm not saying they're bad. They're gonna be even better, I think. And then they'll probably have to get a nerf on the next FAQ, but I don't see GW having the foresight to tone them down a little bit when they tone down the rest of the armies a good amount. No offense to New Orcs GW, just your history with game balance.
Honestly, I think one that is really good and it's podium all the time, but I don't think they're going to do anything to it, is going to be usurpers. And I think it's just I think it's going to shoot up even more because it's not like the army bonuses aren't phenomenal, right? They're good. The +1 wound against enemy heroes is solid. The 6-up ignoring wounds is nice, but it's nothing like super game breaking, right? Really, the only game breaking part about it is how ridiculously cheap Wildmen are.
Yeah.
And unless they make them more expensive, it's just if you nerf like Men of the West, you nerf that depth, that list is just going to soar because it's a horde that can just outlast everything because in 700 points you're getting 60 something 70 something models. Is just dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, we did see that just podium. We had a 500-point tournament, and he got second. He went 4-0 with it, but he had a 52 model army. It was just Freka, and then just 2 chieftains and full warbands of homeless dudes. So it's just like, man, the swarm, and then like he came up against Beornings, and like a bear botches his roll, and he's surrounded by wildmen with +1 to wound, right? Like it's like, oh, that's kind of awful.
Yep.
So yeah, it definitely, I agree. I don't think it's going to get touched. And we've seen a lot of people start to pick it up recently up here, and it feels really good for those people that are playing it for sure.
45 points for a great weapon wielding 2 might hero that, yeah, he's defense 4, but he can bring 12 guys with him, and you're maybe spending 100 points on that warband, maybe 120. It's so dumb. And 6 points for a 4-up shooting archer, like you're always maxing your bows and you're just dropping 20 shots on your opponent every turn.
Yeah.
It's a hard list to nerf because what do you tone down? It's just base stat stuff, right? You can't tone down. Yeah.
They got to go up to 6 points or something, like make them comparable to North
base.
Warrior.
Yes.
Or at least make them not be able to take with no war gear or something, like being able to just spam 5-point guys is a little crazy. And they do have access to Kerbane, but really I don't even think you need Kerbane in that list. You might take 1 or 2 for some objective play, but like,
yeah,
it's just spam, get as many bodies on the table.
Yeah, so even if you get that Kerbane nerf, like we're all kind of hoping we get, it's not really going to affect them at all. And honestly, even if you make them take war gear, I mean, I've written lists that are just all great weapon wielding guys backed by spear wielding guys and then bows. Like no flaming brands, no shields, and you're still getting a stupid amount of guys that now your heroes, like you botch that roll on a hero, cool. My base guy is now getting +2 to wound on your defense.
It makes the opponent have to spend their resources so much faster. Like it's one thing to botch a fight against 2 warriors and take the hits, but now you're botching the fight against 2 warriors with +1 to wound. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to spend the might point because it's getting dangerous, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. There, the one that I think is a lot like Khazad-dûm. I think it's going to get through unscathed for the FAQ. There's nothing too crazy in the list other than Legolas, but I think Halls of Thranduil, with a couple of the if Men of the West or Depths or something kind of takes a little shift, I think Halls of Thranduil is just primed and ready to hop up there. It's the most fighty elf army. It's with Thranduil, like getting fight 6 guys around him, we're getting +1 to wound. Like the battle line is crazy. You have Sentinels for some shenanigans. You have Legolas for shenanigans. You have access to Cav. Like, I feel like Halls of Thranduil is right there, and if space opens up at the top, I think they could jump up onto there.
Enclaves are so good.
Yeah, man, so good.
that army is strictly nerfed just by how ridiculously expensive it is to buy 12 warriors of Mirkwood.
Yeah, man. I remember it's the only elf army I don't have. And I used to have like some work with Rangers, and then I was gonna start the army. I was like, I'll take it slow and buy into it or whatever. And then I bought like 12 warriors, like one pack of them for like $80. And they all came and all the sculpts were just like it's all like fine cast, so it's all like bent down plate. Like it just like once I saw the one box, I was like I didn't even bother opening them. I ended up selling them down the road. Like it wasn't worth the work I was about to get into.
Rangers are under not under cost, but they're definitely underappreciated in my opinion. They're all have sharpshooter, they're all elves, like just your heroes are not safe.
If I was a worse person than I am, I would have a Rangers and Mirkwood army. Like I
Same.
think I feel like you could I feel like you could just win tournaments with it. Really? Like being able
Yeah.
to like the shooting's insane. The sharpshooter and everything, the triple shot Legolas, the double shot Toriel, like and then the
Yeah.
Toriel in combat is insane. Like she's so good.
So,
But then you think about like going into combat, and if you have your way, instead of charging one elf into two guys all the time, you're maximizing, right? You're putting one elf into two guys, trying to get like half your army staying safe while you're only risking half them all. Like it feels like it could be so good. Um, and Legolas gets knife fighters in the list. Like it's a really cool list. It's just I've played shooting armies in tournaments, and I just walk away feeling so brutal whenever I spend the first 3 turns of the game rolling 15 shots at somebody. Like, oh man, I can't imagine a
it's
Rangers
dirty.
and Mirkwood army, man.
They did get nerfed from last edition since they can't take sentinels anymore. I will fully admit that. Um, but yeah, the first tournament I went to at Tista in this edition, Matt Lockwood won, and it was
Yeah,
Rangers with Legolas, Tariel, Rangers, and then Gloin at like 500 points. It was
yeah.
just so dirty.
And Cologne.
That's such a funny take in there. Yeah, Rangers and Mirkwood. I don't think they're like going to be game breaking. I don't think we're ever going to see them in like the top tier of lists, but it feels like any tournament they go to, they could just like get the
Got a shot.
nice scenarios and just take it.
Yeah.
They are going to suffer some scenarios, though. Anything you got to move up the board for.
Yeah, mobility is what their only issue.
They also don't want to move, right? Like if you're moving, you're not shooting.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah,
bunch
if you're
of
moving.
D3 Ls. Like if you lose a fight, you're going to wound it on 4s or
And they're
worse.
all elven cloaked, like so you
That
can
is nice.
guarantee to win the shooting war. Like it's just it's crazy once you start
And
spiraling.
you don't want to outnumber them because they all get knife fighter in that up to
Yeah.
2 or 3 extra, I want to say. So you're trying to throw 1-on-1s or 2-on-1s against them, and they're still elves.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's a cool list. I would love to play it. I would not like to try to start a conversation with my opponent after the game for sure. The other one I thought of just because of at this tournament we saw it being run was Beornings. I feel like I don't know if necessarily the FAQ has anything to do with it, but I thought like and we know Eagles is up there at the top, but Beornings I didn't think were great, but now we're seeing them a little bit more, and it's like, man, this is a really good list.
That
Like
is
getting
good.
the double bear. We saw Ben Speak play it at my tournament last week. Like, it feels just really good having fight 8, fight 7 bears just trampling, like running around.
Strength
It's another
4
list.
bows.
Yeah, like at 600 when you can actually get like a decent amount, like a couple more Beornings behind them, it feels like it could be a really good list that I had never expected. So I just wanted to toss that one out there too.
Ben managed to kill 65 goblins with 2 bears. So
I
put in the work.
I kind of rate bears higher than eagles a little bit, strictly just because like when the edition came out, obviously Eagles was the broken thing, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody who wanted to break it played Eagles. Um, Bears doesn't like Bears scale so much better than Eagles does because the you only have access to 3 might with Eagles, so
Right.
they have to be so like careful about how they use their might um, and their monsters. So with everything being a monster, you're not always getting like everything in an heroic move or anything like
Hmm.
that. Um, so you still got to pilot them really well. Um, and it's been played so much, people are figuring out how to play against it. Whereas Beornings, you get 6 might, it still scales fairly decently because your giant woodsmen are all still really good.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm at this point almost more worried about going against Bears than Eagles if I see like them across the table from me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting you bring that up about Eagles. I wonder, is there a point, in your opinion, where it's more beneficial to switch from Eagles to Radagast Alliance, like at the 7, 8, 900 points to get the might points, or is the Eagles army bonus too good to play Guahir without?
I really haven't looked into Radagast Alliance too much.
Hmm.
Um, I know kind of the premise of it, like Radagast on Great Eagle, Guaihir. I think you can take Beorn in that too, can't you?
Uh, yes, yeah, which is and some of the army bonuses are cool. I'm just pulling it up now because I off the top of my head I can't, but they still get the +1 strength for Eagles on the charge, and then if Beorn is into combat and kills every model he's engaged with, he gets a free heroic move the next turn.
Okay.
For Radagast Alliance. So, and then Radagast brings a bit of casting, but also Eagles can um, get resistant to magic near him.
So I'd almost say like once 600 points hits, I would switch to it because I just pulled it up too, and like
Hmm.
yeah, you're taking Radagast, a Great Eagle, Guaihir, and then 2 fledgling Great Eagles at 600 points, 100%. Because I know Guaihir doesn't count as a Great Eagle towards fledglings, but Radagast does.
Yep.
So you got 4 Eagles, uh, and you got 5 Eagles, including Radagast. Yeah, that's probably where I'd start switching. Because even if you dropped the Great Eagle and the 2 fledglings and just dropped Beorn in there at 550,
Yeah,
that's nasty.
that's a tough list to deal with. Like when you get all 3 heroes on the board, like 9 might points for, 2 fight 8 and a fight 6 on Radagast and the Eagles. So like it becomes a problem, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Fight 5. Fight 5. Might be fight 6.
It's the
Fight
I think
7. Great
the
Eagles, fight 7.
Eagle. Okay, fight 7. Yeah, I thought the Eagle was 6, but fight 7. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 2 fight 8 and a fight 7 hero kind of running around, which is little bonkers. But
Plus the magic with the trans like the 4 up transfix.
yeah, no staff of power, but yeah, it's nice to have that bit of casting to take whatever the biggest target is off the board between that and Beorn and Guahir, right?
Still 6 will.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, um, any other armies off the top of your head that kind of springs to mind that could jump up and be a problem after they not be a problem, I shouldn't say that, but kind of take a run at podium spots?
I could see Army of the Great Eye is definitely knocking,
Yeah.
and you take away essentially just the brokenness of the Balrog, and that completely changes everything with them. I think because it's easy to get Banner plus I Banner in there. Um, you're pretty much taking the Witch King because generic ring wraiths are just absolute garbage, which hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Um,
They're
I mean,
expensive. I
like
can't believe how expensive they are.
they're so ridiculous, and the fact that in that if you could take them on horse in Army of the Great Eye, they would be okay. But it's either foot or Fell
Yeah.
Beast
Yeah,
is so bad. Like we have just horse generic ring wraith models, so I cannot fathom why we can't have them in Army of the Great Eye.
because they
Because
weren't in the movie.
It's the Black Riders.
They were.
They get one list with horses.
But
It is very
yeah,
frustrating having lists with models you can't use just because of legal reasons or
exactly.
supposed legal
That
reasons.
800 point tournament I'm going to, I almost brought Army of the Great Eye, and it was the Witch King and Felbeast, Mortar Troll Chieftain, Guritz, and then 2 Mortar Siege Bows, because those things are dumb in this edition too. They hit on a 4-up now. They
50
pierce.
points.
Their strength 10 for 50 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to hide your heroes if those things are around, because it's just that 1/6. And if you don't save the wound with a fate point, they're dead.
Mhm.
Like, I shoot a Balrog, and yeah, it hits on 5s, but if it hits, I take half his wounds off. It's pretty much the only thing they have to do with the Balrog right now. So if the Balrog brokenness goes away, I think the Army of the Great Eye definitely elevates.
It's interesting you say Army of the Great Eye. I thought you were going down a different path, because the build I've heard that if I had the models, which I don't, but if I had the models, I would love to try, is I listened to Birdie's World, a podcast from England, and he plays this quite a bit recently. But he goes with the Dark Marshal on horse, and Razgush as like the 2 main heroes, because you're bringing bat swarms into the list. But then the big combo is the Dark Marshal has Aura of Command, which is like you automatically pass courage tests, which means a bat jumping from where he is automatically gets into Balrog, whatever big hero that causes terror, dragons and stuff like that. And then you have Razgush and like a Guritz going 2-handed to go in there and try to mop it up with a bat swarm. And so that was the build I thought you were going to talk about, and that's the one I would love to try. I think it's probably like both builds is probably like takes some skill to pilot, like a Witch King on Felbeast and stuff. It takes a lot of skill as well. But yeah, I would love to see more Army of the Great Eye.
I think it can be a versatile army for sure, and that's the difference of just one is a double monster, because the Felbeast plus the Chieftain kind of bouncing off each other, hurling into each other's combats and stuff like that, and then the other one, Razgush is 100% worth his points. He's such a good hero.
Like bringing Bat Swarm, like he's a great hero. Like at 120 points, his stat line is great. But then to be able to bring in Bat Swarms and the Mirkwood, like the Paralyzing Spider, like dropping one of those in, or like bringing just a couple Fell Vorks for speed, like his warband adds so much flavor to the list, right?
Yeah.
It's I would love to see more Army of the Great Eye. Yeah, Andrew, did you have any other lists that popped to mind when you're like, oh, this one's right on the verge of getting up there?
Yeah, I mean all the stuff that's like right on the edge, like Return of the King, is going to benefit, right? Because it's like good but not broken.
Mm-hmm.
That's especially with Legolas. Well, maybe Legolas is going to take a little nerf. We all hope, but probably not.
Yeah, I hope they just I hope they just fix this special rule, man. Like, or even just take out shooting into combats when when he's fighting. That's the part that really, really, really sucks.
Yeah, I don't like that. So even if they do nerf Legolas, I think the list is still going to benefit. That's going to be one. Just less threats. And then Strider can... Actually, he's technically not Strider. But he's not King Elisar.
No, he is.
He is Strider.
Still technically Strider.
He's Strider.
But he has Andrew, so he's still Strider with Andrew.
I guess
he is. In the
Strider
books
profile. But yeah.
Yeah. No heavy armor like King.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that list it's already good. I think it's just going to improve. I don't see it beyond Legolas taking any other nerfs. That's the only one other one I had on my mind in terms, maybe like Last Alliance, same kind of thing.
Yeah, it does feel like it's right on the brink, right? I didn't send this to you guys, so I know you're not prepared for this question. But while we're talking about the FAQ, is there any list that you think is just so glaringly bad that you would love for them to tune up?
Yeah, which one do you want to start with?
Dude, I'm just at least name one.
Well, I think I'll talk. I alluded to this earlier. I'll talk about this now. I think with Shelob getting a 20 millimeter bigger base, they really owe it to Cirith Ungol to touch on that in some way. Like, the list is already just okay. It's not bad. It's not good, right? It's a fine list. It doesn't need to be touched. But the whole point of the list is playing Shelob, and then you're giving her a bigger base, which is really only worse going from 60 to 80. You know, there's like arguments going from like 25 to 40 where it's like there's pros and cons, but there's no pro getting to 80 mil like in this game. You don't want a huge base like that.
It's a
So needs
crazy big
another
base.
attack.
Another base attack or something
base
like
attack.
Do you think if they put her to 2 attacks base and she loses the special rule about like getting a bonus attack against elves, men, and dwarves, but she was just 2 attacks based, is that enough?
I don't think you even need to get rid of the rule. Like, if I'm looking at her points, right? Hang on, let me pull this up real quick.
She's 100 points.
She's 100 points for like you said, now 80 mil base. She's fight 7, movement 10, no might whatsoever. She's killing your own guys to be able to call that heroic move that only works for her. And her biggest thing, because there's so many lists in this edition right now that ignore fear, they ignore terror, there's so much that are just immune to anything like that, that if you get that charge on her, it's over. Like, she's got 1 attack against you, 2 if you're playing good, but that is the one nice thing about this edition is it feels kind of balanced as far as what you're bringing. So half the armies you're going to see, you're getting that extra attack. You're not getting your monster's charge now. So if you're playing an evil army, you get against her, she's got 1 attack against you. Like, that's it. For her points, it's just not worth it. She needs 2 attacks base plus a special rule plus the monster's charge to really be worth it. And if you want to make her go up 5-10 points to justify it, I still don't think it would absolutely break the model.
Yeah, it feels like with the base increase, like as it is now, fine, like whatever, just leave it, you know, like it's just because I'd like to play it, right? But within, like, if they don't change any rules in the FAQ with the bigger base, confirmed bigger base, that's a huge miss on their part. And I don't know if I would argue for like a league house rule, but I'd be disappointed. I'm still going to play it, but I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah. This FAQ coming up is going to be interesting because in the past we never really see them rewrite profiles or anything, right? Like I
think we're expecting a lot.
I don't see a world where they rewrite Shelob's profile. They're going to switch 60 to 80 millimeter base on her profile, but that's it. And like people asking for like army bonus rewrites and stuff, I don't think we're going to see it. I think we will see FAQs that are toning down the top lists and like rules clarifications and stuff. But yeah, they've also never done like points adjustments. Like I know they do that for 40K like every quarter. But I don't think I've ever seen a MESBG points adjustment.
They might now.
I was going to say, I think we could now that you got a lead writer change. I could absolutely see it changing into more of a 40K. Like, they're willing to change points. They're willing to update rules, update profiles, stuff like that.
It'd be really cool to see. I would love to see it. If we're basing this on the past, then yeah, I'm nervous for the February. I hope we get a lot, but
yeah, me
we'll
too.
See.
I'm nervous that we're not going to see like we're going to see some rules clarifications and maybe a depth nerf, and that's it. That's kind of what I'm expecting. But
a depth nerf and a Kerbane nerf is
yeah.
my.
But I think realistically, I think that's all we should expect. And if we get more, great. Good job, GW. But I wouldn't expect more than that. And there's going to be huge outrage. Everyone's going to be upset, including me. And yeah, we're not going to have a good time. We have to remember that we are not the poster child game. We are a specialist game from GW that probably does okay sales, but is not their main focus.
Yeah.
Just over here, though. I mean, you look over in Great Britain, you look at Australia, like these are poster child games over there. It's really just the West that kind of let it push to the side.
We're trying to change that here. The whole point of this.
Yeah, we're working on it, man. Yeah, I know you brought up Kirithungul. I can't think of a list off the top of my head that I'd like to improve, to be honest. Maybe Airthorn Stand, but
Airthorn Stand for sure, and Rangers on North. We talked about that on when we had Santa Claus on. You talked about dropping them 5 points, which I think I don't think anyone could disagree with that. They're not overcosted. They're perfectly costed, but you don't have a big hero. The might is cool, but it's 50. You could just get nothing out of it on Airthorn special rule. Rangers dropping 5 points, I think, is just a nice little buff that wouldn't change anything. They would still be almost unplayable.
Give me a good to bad. Give me something to make good to bad better. Like
good and bad.
Just their trolls are the troll brood is sweet, great, it's iconic, right? But there's only one way to build them, and you're not taking that. You're taking Bolg. Like
make Azog playable in that list, man.
Yes,
so sad seeing him not. Yeah,
I got 2 actually. Both sort of in the same theme, and I think both of these lists could use some more playability, and that is the Fellowship in all of its forms and Thorn's Company. Those are 2 lists I come up against, and as long as they don't have to really deal with Aragorn or just Aragorn and Thorn's Company, I don't care. It's like an easy 20-0. I have like a 3-0 record against Thorn's Company going 20-0, and I hate it. Like the list is so cool. They have all these cool special rules, and then you just kill them with troops because they're fight 5, fight 4, paying like 60 points.
They got nerfed this edition with the One Ring nerf where you have to be solo in combat to actually reduce your opponent's fight value.
Yeah. For both of them, I guess they both have the One Ring. Yeah, those lists should be like. For Will's tournament, I was looking to play something goofy, which I played 65 Goblins, which is kind of goofy but kind of greasy. But I wanted to play the Fellowship because it's a Fellowship-themed tournament, sort of. And I was trying to build it, and I was like, none of this seems fun or good. I'm not interested in any of these 500-point lists. Like, unless I bring all the hobbits and I lose every game. Like, but then that's not really fun. You know? Like, give me the hobbits for free, right? And then I'll pay for the big guys. What do they really do anyway?
Yes.
You know? Like, Merry and Pippin should... Why am I paying 10... Just give me them. Why am I paying 10 points for these guys? They're not doing anything.
They could use Boromir's Might.
Yeah, okay. For fight 2, strength 2, 1 attack model? Like, okay. Yeah, I feel like both those lists... I think the whole game would benefit from seeing more Thorn's Company and more Fellowships. 2 iconic lists.
That's also, like... I also understand why they aren't good, because that's an extremely hard thing to balance. Like, trying to make that list okay in 24 different scenarios that involve movement or objectives or...
We'll make them good in half. Like, be like, okay, I'm playing a control one, like domination. Okay, I'm probably going to lose this. But make them good at something else. Yeah.
Yeah, Lords of Battle, they're great.
Well, no, not really. Army of Edoras, I dealt with Thorn's Company easily.
Oh, well, you're just that great, eh?
Oh, okay.
It's definitely hard to balance them, though, especially Thorn's Company, because there's so many special rules already.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
just... rewrite them, make them good.
Okay, so next edition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in 6 years' time, they'll look back on this podcast
They'll be playable
and say, "Oh, we got to change that." Yeah, cool. Otherwise, a last little question for you guys. Do you have a sleeper profile? Is there a profile in the game that you think is better than people give it credit for? And what's one tournament habit players should improve. And I'm going to jump on this right away because this one just irks me whenever I see it happen. And I actually shout out to Max V. I played him at the GT. I think you know him, right, Alex? He traveled up with you.
Yeah, he's the one who's throwing the Rochester tournament in 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So he, like, when I played the game with him, he had a dice tray and he set the boundary right at the beginning of the game. Dice only count if they're in the tray. If it bounces out, I'm going to re-roll it. And all throughout the game, he was super consistent and I loved it. I cannot stand, one of my pet peeves is somebody rolling in a dice tray. The dice bounces out to a 6 and they're like, oh, okay, I'll take that, put it in the dice tray. It's like, ah, man. If you're bringing dice trays, use them.
Yeah, use them or don't. But yeah, be clear on what you're doing. I agree. And then what about your sleeper profile? You gave us 2 questions here. You gave us a question and then you immediately asked us another question and answered it.
I know, I do that a lot. I always pile it on. Even like when I was interviewing Alex, I was like, how'd you get started? And I do that a lot. I pile on. Come back to me because I don't have an answer. Alex, do you have a sleeper profile?
So I think actually we mentioned her earlier, Tariel. I think a lot of people just let her. They're like, yeah, she's okay, but that Blade Mistress, like you charge her into 2 people, she's immediately got that extra attack. She shoots twice. She's fight 6. She fight 6 or fight 7. She's for 100 points. She's so.
Yeah. I hope she's
solid.
not fight 7.
She's fight 6. Yeah, fight 6.
She's
3
fight 6,
attacks.
okay.
Yeah. I agree, and like I think about it with like Halls, especially. You never see her because Thranduil and Legolas are so good. But if she was in like any other elf list or any, like, you compare her to like in any other list, it feels like she would be like included all the time. Like she just happens to be on a list where she gets kind of forgotten.
She's your 3rd choice, so you're only taking her at higher points. But she's 100% worth her points.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Actually, I came up with my sleeper pick, and it's the Wildwark Chieftain. I think he doesn't get enough credit, man. 10-inch move, strength 6. He's so good. I love him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how about, is there a tournament habit that players should improve or something that just irks you, Alex, when you go to tournaments?
So I definitely think that bringing a copy of your list for your opponent. I know, like, anything on Longshanks, anything like that, like you can pull up your opponent's list, but I'm like, I don't want to keep looking at my phone to, look at your list or whatever. And same thing, like I said, I print out a list for my opponent with my special rules, with stats. I don't expect you to give me something that like lets me track your might, will, and fate. I'll trust that you're not going to cheat me on, keeping track of your stuff. But I want to be able to read your rules because then I don't have to ask you. We don't have to stop the game. I don't have to be like, wait, what does this guy do? How does he do it? While you're moving your stuff, and I think about, okay, what do I need to worry about here? I could just pull up your sheet, look at your special rule, and be like, okay, yeah, rather than needing to go on to Tabletop Admiral and go to your list, find the special, then read out, like, just make it available for me.
Yeah. I think to add on to that, this isn't my pet peeve, but it is one of my pet peeves. Not really. Well, yeah, it is a pet peeve. Just we're basically on the line of being clear and concise with what your army is, playing with too many proxies, and then having to stop the game. Like, who is this again? What hero is this? Is that what model is this? That stuff really bothers me, and it's disrespectful to your opponent. Like, you didn't paint your models, and now you're playing something else, and it's confusing for your opponent. Even if you explain it, even if they say it's clear, you still have to rethink. Oh, that's not a this; it's actually this, and it slows the game down ever so slightly and then every turn, every time you're thinking about it, especially heroes. No one can remember every hero. Like, how many mid-tier Gondor heroes are there, right? in terms of the Rangers or the armored guys, like unless you're playing those lists, you don't know Irelas and Kyrion and who's who. What are the rules? So you're
Ingold,
proxying them.
such a good
Ingold.
hero. Ingold's such a good hero.
They are good. That's part of the pros, that they're all valuable. And you're like, who's who? What model is this? So paint your mom. I'm saying it early. Paint your models. Bring what you're playing. Our league is really, really loose with the WYSIWYG and proxies, but be respectful to your opponent and the league.
Yeah, this past tournament, I had a few proxies. I shut a couple down. I let a couple through, and I think going into the future, I'm probably going to shut more down, because there was, and no, I'm not trying to say this to like the people who brought it because I said yes or no to them. But there was one I let go through, a Men of the West list. He had just Warriors of Minas Tirith with Shield and Spearmen behind, and he asked to use his Knights of Dol Amroth as the Warriors of Minas Tirith because they were painted nicer, kind of like. And it was like, okay, yeah. And then I realized I think they're both in that list. And it's like,
Yep.
okay, that's ultra confusing. And even if you say it at the beginning of a game, halfway through, I'm going to look down and be like, forget about shield wall or something, right? And then I'm going to think it's defense 6, not defense 7. Like it's the little things like that I think are going to be like, not, I guess, gotcha moments kind of, but like, oh yeah, that's not what you think it is. And that's where problems start. I had another one that wanted to play Moran and Orcs as Orc Warriors in a Birders Horde list. And I ended up saying no because I could totally see myself playing against that list. And I see a Moran and Orc model. I'm like, okay, strength 4d6. Like, okay, how do I deal with this? And it's like, no matter how many times you say it at the beginning of the game, halfway through, I might not, like, I could
Yeah.
slip up and just look at a model and take it for what it is, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a good answer to proxies because it does get people out playing the game. But yeah, I think in the future I'm going to be a lot more strict, especially just like without if it's in the same list, definitely not. If it's something that could be really confusing, probably not.
I think part of the problem was that the past year our league was basically, I'll come out and say it, our league was struggling really to get attendance to anything, really, except for a couple events, and it felt like the league was just allowing everything just to get people out. Thankfully now, thanks to you guys, all of you coming out to events, we got big events. Will is hosting a 40-person tournament, biggest event out of all of last year. I think we have to start acting our age now. we can host big events. We got to get models painted. We can't just play, or else like, what are we doing, right? We're just like playing with whatever we got. We're just playing with like checkers and chess pieces, like,
Yeah, I agree. It's a tough thing, right? Because we did have good numbers for I think 3 tournaments in a row, like our finale. I know Josh had a 30 plus person.
Yeah,
I had 40 plus. Like we have had like 3 months of like, oh yeah, one tournament a month, consistent numbers, like consistent good numbers. But yeah, it's a tough one to keep those numbers up while kind of not enforcing rules, but like getting people to kind of get that hobby aspect motivated and WYSIWYG and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's hard, I know, with proxies because the price of a lot of this stuff is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I feel like the prices are ridiculous and your prices are higher than ours in the States.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
I totally get proxies. But the other thing is there's really, really affordable proxies. Like,
Yep.
Dandelion makes really, really good stuff. So
100%.
there's stuff readily available that looks like what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things. Where like it's understandable, but at the same time,
100%.
it
Like
is what it is.
my Rivendell army, I have a bunch of I think it's DeVale sculpts for all the warrior models
They look great.
because they look like Rivendell warriors and they are. But I try to make sure. I'm trying to think if I have a hero that is an alternate sculpt, like a non GW sculpt. But I try to make sure my heroes are GW sculpts because that's usually the one that they're trying to see and find. And
Yeah.
it always I don't want to ever be in a situation where they're they're like, oh, I thought that was just a captain or something like that, and it's actually uh, a Boromir or an Amder or whatever, right? Like I try to do heroes as GW scopes. Like I agree, like 3D printed miniatures is like crazy now, and it's nice to supplement, but it's also good to support GW because they are
100%.
making the game for us,
Yeah, don't support it and it's gonna go away. So you
Yeah.
right?
gotta at least give them something.
Yeah.
I try and buy my heroes. Like, I bought a King Aener for my Fields of Celebrant list. Legit. That was not cheap, but am I going to go and buy old Riders of Rohan when they have new ones that are totally going to be coming out? No, not.
No.
I'm going to wait. And like I said, I pre-ordered Shelob, but yeah, in terms of like third party, like third party stuff, I think is fine. That's because a lot of them do look like Will's Rivendell Elves, for example. They look exactly like, or almost exactly like GW Rivendell Elves.
Yeah.
And there's no, I don't know, an issue with that. Like they look like the model.
Yeah, sorry, we shouldn't be saying that stuff is an issue. It's the proxy where you're using a GW model as a different GW model, which
Yeah.
can get a little confusing.
Or a
for
third party as a model that it doesn't represent.
Yeah. 100%.
Other than that, I'd say really, thankfully, in this game, you don't run into it a whole lot. It's really newer players or like the super sweaty players, whatever. But play clear and concise. Like I'm going to tell you if my intent is to put a model 6.5 inches from you, that's what I'm trying to do. So if something gets bumped, whatever,
Yeah.
I don't want you going, oh, you're within 6 inches. No, because I'm not going to do that to you. Now, if you're doing it intentionally, like you're putting your guys 5.5 inches and you're trying to say, oh, well, I meant for them to be 6.25 out.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Now we got another issue. But tell me what you're doing so that we have that communication. And I know that has been something that's been really praised in this game, like across the world, of you very much have that. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to do, so that it's very clear. You know, when I go up, if you told me, yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I was this far away from you, because I'll look at you and be like, oh, well, this guy is within 6 inches. Do you want to back him up?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think
Yeah,
that's
anybody
sorry,
but anybody who could speak out loud while they play, it's the best game experience you can have. It just avoids so much conflict.
Yeah, narrating your turns for sure. Anyone, the very few times when new players asked me for, not me, but like asked for tips, my advice has always been narrate your turns and say what you want to do. Even as like if you're playing like top table, it's the best way to play, and how I think the game's designed to be played. Like I'm going to do this and this and this, and then say like my intention is to be here or achieve this goal, and then your opponent can verify like, okay, yeah, I can't charge you there, or I can charge you here. You know, move him back instead of, well, your hand left the model, so he's there now. That's not, no one, well, maybe some people like to play like that, but we don't want you playing this game.
Right. Right. There's other games for that.
Yeah,
Sure,
go play
for
40K, go play Sigmar, which I like 40K casually, but if you want to be sweaty,
Yes.
this isn't a sweaty game. You can play competitively while being good sport without doing gotchas.
The best players in the world do that. They play with each other, with narrating their turns and
playing graciously,
saying what they're trying to do. Yeah. So don't try to win because your opponent accidentally pushed their model a half inch too far. Like win because you had the better plan and you executed better.
100%. Yep.
Now, if your opponent makes a mistake and doesn't say anything and is very clearly not trying to stay outside, well, you take advantage of that. But
then you punish them, right?
You punish them.
Make them remember that mistake.
Exactly.
Like, and again, that's down to, you know, hey, you have my rules in front of you, or ask me. Like when I played against Paul, who came up with his good to bad, I played with Leaf and Hera and Freyaloth. And he's like, you have 10-inch move, right? I was like, yeah, I have 10-inch move. He's like, okay, so if I'm 10.5 inches away, I'm like, well, hang on. because Leaf can technically make me move 13 inches for this turn, or oh, I'm going to sit in these woods. Okay, well, I can technically have Woodland Creature for a turn. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to communicate about that, cool. But if it's a tournament and I gave you that stuff, or even if I did, but I've told you before the game, and then you do that, oh, well, I was 10.5 inches away. I didn't think you could charge me.
Yeah, it can be. It could lead to some awkward interactions.
Yeah, that's different than saying my intention.
Yeah.
Can you confirm you can't charge me this turn, right? So if you ask that, like, how far away do I have to
Right.
be? And then you can say, well, okay, yeah, I can move 13 if I want to a
Absolutely.
turn. But if they end their turn without saying anything, then it's okay. Well, that's a different story.
Right. Then it was, oh, I thought you couldn't charge. You didn't
Yeah.
ask me.
Yeah, that's a different story. You can't outplay yourself. Zach from our podcast does that a lot. He reveals way too much information.
It's hilarious
He
watching him
outplays
beat
himself
himself
all the time. It's
It's
telling him
also
Go ahead.
that's also the difference. Like, maybe like you said, in an 80 point tournament where it's more based on like the hobby, or like if it's publicized as a beginner tournament, I'm going to be so much more relaxed. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going there with the intention of to like winning, but like the um the finale, your 100 tournaments. I'm going there with the intention to win. I'm 100% going to try to do it as fair as I can, but I'm not going to overshare unless you're
Yeah.
asking me specific things.
Yeah. I had just to touch on Zach, 'cause we haven't really grilled Zach at all this episode, so I'll do it now. I had to buy at one tournament, so I watched Zach play because he was there. Will, you went home. And I watched this guy beat himself to the ground. It was just brutal. And then I watched Glorfindel fail 5 fate rolls in a row, and I was like, oh, this is the best day ever. I don't even care about the buy. This is so much fun. Just like fail. He either failed all 5 or failed 4 and got it on the 5th or something ridiculous. And I was just so happy.
Well, and the day before, because this was like we had a teams tournament the day before, and then the singles the next day. So the day before, he played Depths of Moria against like somebody who was kind of newer, and then like halfway through the game, he's like reminding the guy, like during the movie, he's like, "Oh yeah, like if you move up a couple more inches, you're in range for the whip. You know that, right?" Like, and like he's in the middle of the movie, he's helping his opponent set up like traps on it. Like, it's just, oh man, he ended up losing, of course.
That fate stuff always hurts. I just played last Tuesday, and I played Defenders of the Pelennor, and I brought Immerhill, and just like I think it was a troll. He went up against a troll, took 1 wound, and I failed all 3 fate rolls on once. I'm just like,
Happens.
sweet.
Leader VP. Yeah, it does happen.
Should I quickly give my pet peeve? Apparently, my pet peeve is proxies, but I got another one.
Yeah, I think, yeah, go with your other one and a sleeper profile.
Yeah, my other pet peeve is I'll make it quick. Controlling, I guess, like reading the game and like kind of being aware of where you are with VPs and not getting frustrated when you're winning. That's like one of the worst experiences I've had. It happens very rarely, but when you're losing and then you like start winning a couple fights that don't matter and your opponent gets mad, it's like, oh dude, come on. Like just let me try to enjoy this game a little bit before we count up and it's like 18-0 or something. That's bad. Be aware of where you are at the game. It'll make you a better player and don't get frustrated.
And a better opponent, yeah.
And a better opponent, yeah. That's my pet peeve. My sleeper profile, kind of talked about this a little bit, is Aldrak. We don't see him that much, and I think he's quite good, especially in Army of Karn-Dûm. I think that list is sleeper overall, and I'd like to try and build it. I won't get in depth because we've talked about it before, but +1 fight on all your troops, including the hill trolls when they charge. It's really good. And fight 4 warg riders. Really good.
And Aldrak gets, when he gets a kill, he starts rolling with free hero combats and getting +1 fight values, going to fight 7. So yeah, it's he gets pretty wild in that list too. And you would play it with all Karn-Dûm warriors, right? You wouldn't take any orcs?
No, the opposite.
I
think I would take 2 or 3 Karn-Dûm warriors just as like a little hit squad because they are strength 4 and they are reroll ones to wound on heroes or reroll wounds fully on heroes.
think
It's
it's
so
ones.
sad, man. It's so sad. An
9
army of Karn
points.
Doom, and you're not playing any and you're playing
I
like a
know.
handful.
They're so
They should put like
expensive.
a 50% minimum Karn Doom
It would
keyword or something.
destroy the list, I think.
I was
They're
going to say, you want to just throw it in the freaking
Yeah.
garbage.
It would destroy it. They're appropriately costed for sure, but the stats are not where you want them to be. They're so expensive for Fight 3 is the issue, really.
I don't think that even their points value is where they're supposed to be for stats. Like, yeah, the strength is solid, but is it what 3 more points for +1 strength, +1 defense,
And courage.
+1 courage?
And that's what you're.
I can
That's
see
what you're
dropping
paying
them
for.
drop them a courage, put them up a fight value, and I'll pay 9 points for them.
They can't be Fight 4. They're just crappy warriors. They're just like crappy men, right?
But they're crappy men, but they're
9 points. Holy
They're-
smokes!
Yeah, then that's with the shield. Like you can't even get to D6. You're stuck at D5.
look at a warrior of Minas Tirith, fight for D6, D7 in shield wall, 9 points. Just say this is how they live. They live just fighting constantly. I could see fight 4.
Yeah, strength.
The
4
only
is
issue
not
I could
enough
see-
to-
But then they're just a warrior Minas Tirith with one worse armor. Like I like
one
the
worse armor,
kind of flavor of like worse fight to higher strength as like they're kind of barbarians. But yeah,
the only way, the only justifying thing I can see is being bumped up to strength 5, or not strength 5, fight 5 on the charge at 9 points might be a little broken. Because now
Yeah.
you're an elf on the charge.
yeah, they're getting Fight 4 on the
that's
charge.
fair.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
bring more than
an orc
3.
gets to fight 4 on the charge for
Yeah.
66% of the cost.
Yeah, I think
agree.
that list is sleeper. Yeah, yeah, you're getting Fight 4 when you charge. I think it's mostly still good. But yeah, I wouldn't take more than 3, I think, or 4 at most. It's going to be all orcs
Yeah, that's fair.
and a hill troll.
It's sad but fair.
2 hill trolls.
I don't know about 2. Well, maybe fight
Double
7
monster.
hill trolls. Fight 7 hill
Yes.
trolls are.
If I don't get this Corsair display done in time, I have to bring Birder's Horde, and I'm debating bringing at 300 points, bringing 2 hill trolls.
The way I justify it is if you buy them from GW, you have to buy them in a double pack, right? So why am I going to buy 2 but only use 1?
Yeah,
Good point.
and they're both really
Double-
nice sculpts. They're both
Yes.
sick models.
Yeah.
Double monster list is where it's at.
Jacob Wixon he ran 2 hill trolls, right? In the Battle of Greenfields at your tournament, Will?
Yes, yeah, I had Gulfimble with the double bodyguard, the 2 hill
Nice.
trolls
So
stuff
cool.
around them.
That might have been the
Yeah.
coolest list in terms of like, this would be better with 1 less hill troll and more orcs, but the double hill trolls are way cooler.
Yeah, 100%, 100% agree.
One day I'll punish
Um,
myself and do a full Battle of Greenfield scenario with that and the Bull Roarer took on the good side.
Good luck.
Just
Good luck getting that all painted up.
I have a buddy who has 100-something hobbits painted up, so it's possible.
Oh, it's enough to make you throw up.
Yes.
I think we'll probably wrap it up there. Thanks to everybody who listened all the way through. I know we jumped around a bunch, just talked about a bunch of random things, but it was nice. Thanks to Alex for coming on and
Anytime.
chatting with us. And hopefully, I know we will see you up here in Canada at some point, but hopefully we see you or a couple of the other Buffalo guys up here. I know Paul came up to mine, which was cool. Cool to see a couple of the guys from the States coming up for sure.
We usually
and
carpool, so
Yeah. Hopefully we get a car coming up in March or something like that. So, any last words, Alex? Any shout outs? Anything you got to clean up?
nah, shout out to all my people on the WNY SPG
Okay.
page. Love all you. Start coming out more. I realize we've kind of fallen off the last couple of months. Get back out there. Come on, Tuesdays. It's coming back. And other than that, I've been saying for a year that I'm gonna boost up and start up my own YouTube channel, but now I'm working a bunch, so hopefully it's not too far off. But look out for that.
Just do it. Just do it. I want to see it.
I got to do
Will
it.
just wants more content to listen to.
Man,
100%.
fair. Oh, what would be like your favorite MESBG like podcast or YouTube channel or?
Oh, geez. I will say I'm a Patreon on Conquest Creations and Entmoot.
Nice.
But dude, I absorb anything and everything that is
Same.
MESBG. I'll sit there at
Same.
work and listen to podcasts, listen to YouTube videos, Two Trees, Battle Camper, Zorp. I mean, all those the ones over in England, the
Yeah.
Now for Wrath is out there, I think. What's the Any Heroics?
Well, you've named a
Goblins Gamers,
bunch.
all those.
You've named a
Yeah,
bunch,
go
and
there.
you didn't even name ours. So
Hey, every week I'm listening to you get those battle reports out. Battle reports are my favorite.
we got two. We got two in our pocket right now that just got filmed within the past 2 days. So be prepared.
I watched the first. As soon as you dropped the first, I was like, oh yes.
And we even upped the points value. We listened to the people. We upped the
did.
points value. We're creeping up. We're creeping up. But yeah, that's awesome that you showed it out, everybody but us.
I'm not going to shout you out on your own channel.
come on.
People
Gas
are
us
here
up.
watching.
Gas us up.
No, we need
No.
it. We need it. Anybody who is listening, if you want to see our shame point avoidance, follow our Instagram. We post pictures up there usually every week of kind of what we're working on. We have a YouTube channel. We started a Patreon if anybody wanted to look at that. I think that's all the social things that hit the button. I don't know how to do this. Hit the
Like,
bell,
comment,
hit the button.
subscribe, share.
There we go.
Yes.
Hit the bell.
Thank you.
Whatever. Please do it. Okay.
It does a whole bunch for the algorithm.
Yeah, dislike.
Click
Click on our videos when you see them on the side panels.
You want to just shout out the quiz question one more time, please?
The quiz question, aka Are You Smart, Are You Zach? How old was Aragorn when he died?
Man, I'm going to get that so wrong.
That's a little cheeky one.
Put a comment, something like dumb.
Yeah.
Who knows? You could get it. Someone might get it.
Yeah, you got a chance of guessing the right number out of all of them.
Someone who I know will probably get it. It's Joshua Harmon. He probably knows.
Dude, he does know.
He knows everything.
It was funny. My tournament had like a lore master prize, like a little trophy and certificate for it. And there were two guys that went 9 out of 10 on the quiz. Like they did really well. And one of them was Josh, the other was John Young. And so my tiebreaker, I just walked up to John Young. I was like, name any of the, and I always say this name wrong, but the Aenir, the demigods under Iluvatar.
Aenir.
Aenir, thank you. Went to John Young and he got, I think, 2. I was like, oh, dude, I don't even know. I went over to Josh and I was like, and I said it wrong. And he corrected me like you just did, Andrew. He's like, the Aenir? And I'm like, yeah, that. He's like, sure. And he just like, he ripped through like 6 or 7 of them. And I'm like, okay, you win. You win,
I think
man.
I can do 4 or 5, but not 6 or 7.
No, he went, 0. He ripped through it. It was awesome to see. Yeah, next episode it will be after Andrew's tournament. We'll probably talk about his tournament for a little bit. Go through how the day went for him. I know I'm in attendance. We hope Zach will make it too. And then if anybody is on the Patreon, keep an eye. We're going to start a topic discussion for February of what people want to hear. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Paint your models.
Paint your models.
Join the Patreon. I'm going to.
Oh, there we go.